Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. So today's flow is focused on the third eye chakra. This chakra flows from the throat chakra to the third eye and up through to the crown chakra, which is the final closing chakra of our chakra series. So we're combining the third eye chakra and the crown chakra today just slightly, talking about both of them, but focusing mainly on the third eye chakra. Now, if you recall, the heart chakra is that midpoint in the body as we move from the chakras that focus more on the physical self to the chakras that focus more on the mental and spiritual aspects. So the third eye is, again, one of the spiritual or mental focus chakras. Now, the third eye is obviously not a physical thing, as in we only have two physical eyes, but our third eye space resides on our forehead, slightly above and between the brows. This is a common image that you may see in cultural references throughout the Eastern regions where yoga originated, and it's physically drawn or seen in imagery because, again, it's a very important aspect of having a centered and balanced body and mind. A balanced chakra, a third eye chakra, is seen or felt by having a very clear head and clear ability to think. Overthinking is kind of one of the telltale signs that someone's third eye chakra is blocked. A balanced or open chakra, third eye chakra, like I said, will have a mind that is able to think clearly and decisively. So indecision, again, is a symptom of a blocked third eye chakra. Meditation is essential for many people to develop a beautiful open third eye chakra. Having stillness, practicing mindfulness, chanting, repeating Om, that primordial sound of the universe that we introduced in our throat chakra series. All of these things can help steady and calm your mind to open that chakra. Now, in terms of color, it is often seen as a violet or a purple, or violet, blue, kind of like that indigo color. So sitting right between the blue and the purple of the crown chakra. And again, I think it's a really important chakra because it also embodies the idea of intuition. So when you feel like you have that connection to your gut, it's actually seen in yoga as a connection to our third eye. And also in a lot of balance poses, we'll focus, but we'll focus on not focusing. So things like eagle pose, other balance pose, crow pose is another one. We see that as if we're balancing or seeing through our third eye. Okay, so we'll practice that today. So let's go ahead, come down onto our mat. Let's sit in a child's pose. Let's leave those palms open and up. Taking a nice, beautiful, deep breath in. And a slow exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Another way to focus your third eye chakra throughout your meditation or your pranayama breathwork is taking your third or middle finger, placing it softly right above the brows on your forehead, and giving just slight pressure there. Again, breathing in, feeling that pressure on your third eye, and exhaling. Allowing our mind to focus on opening our third eye throughout our practice. Allowing our intuition to have space to exist. And allowing our thoughts and actions to be decisive through our open third eye chakra. Wonderful. Bringing our hands down, letting them stay open and up. Let's go ahead and transition into just a nice extended child's pose. Just inhaling and exhaling here. Coming up into tabletop. Let's go ahead, drop our lower back down, cow stretch, inhale. Exhale into cat. Cow stretch, inhale. Exhale, cat. Let's bring our spine to a neutral position. Good. Let's kick our right heel out and across. Nice length through that right leg, eyes looking over that left shoulder. And a nice stretch through that right leg and right hip. Bringing that body back to center. Left leg kicks back. Pushing through the heel, crossing over that right leg. Eyes looking through that right heel and foot. Good. Back to center. Now what's nice about practicing through our third eye chakra as I sit back on my heels is, again, this practice is a full body practice. It's not focusing on any specific area of the body because we're utilizing our mind through our practice. So as we move through, we'll use our hips, our hamstrings, we'll stretch through our upper body, back and neck, using all those areas, but you'll also be reminded how to utilize your third eye throughout those different postures. Okay, so as I sat back in half hero, I'm going to return to tabletop. I'm going to cross that leg over one more time. Right heel goes back, crossing it to the left. Eyes looking back on that left leg, and I'm going to lift up with my left arm. Good, reaching behind and down. Knee in to center, cat stretch. As we drop our knee down. Inhale, left heel goes back. Cross it over. Eyes look back towards that foot as I reach hand up, my right hand up. And hand comes back and down. Inhale as we bring that knee into the chest, cat stretch. Exhale, knee down to cow. Beautiful. Sitting back, nice wide open knees in extended child's pose. Again, from here, we're connecting to our root chakra, having our forehead to the mat, but that pressure between the brows also connects us to our third eye in child's pose. Let's go ahead and transition to our down dog. Lengthening through those back legs, taking those time to focus a little more on our calves. So from here, I'm going to bend this right knee, really work on straightening and lengthening that left heel down.
And then I'll do the same for my right leg, bending that left knee, straightening and lengthening through my right side. Notice my tailbones are staying up. We're not tucking that tailbone under. We're lifting that tailbone, that root chakra, to the ceiling. And then let's settle in a nice, comfortable down dog. As we hold our down dog, let's imagine we're sending energy and our sight through our third eye. So not focusing on anything in particular, focusing instead with our soft gaze through our legs. Wonderful work. As we transition out of this down dog, let's step both feet forward. Let's take our first forward fold. I'm going to start out with my knees bent, chest nice and close to my legs, and then just really slowly kind of unfold and walk this forward fold out. Good. Let's go ahead, root to rise. Lift up, deep breath in. Beautiful, reach to the sky. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Coming to our traditional Tadasana. Now again, every time we're in Tadasana for our third eye chakra, we want to soften our gaze, focus through that third eye. I'm even going to touch that forehead, breathing in. Bringing that connection to that center. On my next inhale, as I release my hands down, we'll move through a sun salutation A. Breath in, reaching up. Exhale, reaching forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Stepping or hopping back. Taking your chaturanga. Maybe if you're slow in your warm-up, you want to drop to the knees lower from here. That's always fine. Lifting into cobra or upward dog. Our first real back bend today. Exhaling from those knees, if that's how you lower it in chaturanga, or from your toes into our down dog recovery. Let's do that once again, stepping forward. Forward fold. Root to rise. Tadasana. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping or hopping back. Lowering in that chaturanga. Lifting into that upward dog or cobra. Exhaling, down dog. Creating that warmth in the body. Let's do that one more time. Stepping or hopping forward. Forward fold. Inhale, reach, root to rise. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping or hopping back. Lowering down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, downward facing dog. Wonderful work. Let's slowly drop to those knees. Taking our extended child's pose, wide knees so we can sit back nice and deep. Wonderful work. Let's come to our upright hero, half hero pose. Now, another aspect of connecting to your third eye
is sometimes moving through your yoga postures with your eyes closed. This is often how I am comfortable when I practice yoga, especially for self-practice. I love closing my eyes, taking in my practice. And also by taking away the sight that we get from our two physical eyes, it can help us sometimes be more intuitive about how our body is feeling. This is why often yoga is not necessarily practiced in front of mirrors. It definitely has its benefits when they are available and used, but the idea is to feel your body internally and to feel your body through intuition at times and learn what feels good for your body and how it should move, not traditionally based on how we look, right? So that's something that you're more than welcome to practice, especially if you're pretty far into your practice and you can listen to my cues, but keep your eyes closed. I highly recommend it. For some, it doesn't work as well. It makes balance issues due to proprioception. So if that's the case, then obviously keeping eyes open would be more beneficial for you. But it's just something to keep in mind, especially since we're talking and moving through our third eye chakra today. Okay, so half hero. Okay, let's go ahead and move from our half hero pose into tabletop. We're going to kick that right leg back once again like we did in our warm-up, but this time as we pull it forward and plant it, we're going to take our lizard pose. Lizard pose is one of those hip openers we return to a lot, so I want to encourage you to take whatever variation you feel comfortable in. Maybe it's that lizard with the raised knee, floating lizard. Maybe it's that open lizard where we pop our knee out to the side. Whatever you feel your body needs, go ahead and take it. I'm showing different variations just as a reminder. We can take sleeping lizard. Again, find what works for you here. Now, as we come back to center in our lizard pose, let's go ahead, float that back knee, get nice, beautiful length from there. We're going to move into a standing sequence. So I'm going to walk that right foot into the center of my mat, take my runner's stretch, and then slowly rise up, letting that back heel drop, lifting hands high, warrior one to warrior two. Again, these should be comfortable poses. Nothing you're straining your body to do. We want to be able to focus mentally, shifting our gaze through the front of the right hand. Good. Let's go ahead, return to warrior one, hands raised. Let those hands come out, cactus arms. I'm going to lift my back heel, take to high crescent lunge, stepping forward, raising my left knee high, Ekapada Tadasana. Entering eagle pose, crossing left leg over the top, right arm over the top. Now, as I find my eagle, I want to focus my gaze so that eyes are looking on either side of those hands and our gaze is soft, almost defocused. This is going to help us look through our third eye. Meaning by having a less physically focused gaze and having our eyes be softened, we can focus on feeling how our body feels in the pose, listening to our mind, quieting our thoughts. Let's exit our eagle pose back to where we came from. Hands go out wide, stepping back, lifting up, warrior one. Wonderful. Hands coming down, heart center. Lifting that back heel. Let's rotate. Revolve side angle. Hands at heart center, then separating. Lifting high with that right hand. Beautiful. Dropping that back knee. Adding a bound lizard pose if that's comfortable.
Releasing, hands down, exiting our lizard pose, back to tabletop cat stretch, to cow. Wonderful work, guys. Nice neutral spine. Again, taking left heel back, planting it to the left side of our mat. So we enter any variation of lizard pose we would like. Once we come back to our center from our different lizard variations, we're going to float that back knee just like we did before. Move into our standing sequence. Bring that left foot into the middle portion of our mat. Lifting up. Warrior one. Exhaling, warrior two. Holding that gaze nice and steady here. Back to warrior one. Letting those hands come out, cactus arms. Lift that back heel, stepping forward. Ekapada Tadasana. Right leg comes over the top. You could kickstand that toe if you need a little help with your balance in eagle. Gaze softens on either side of those hands. Wonderful work. Let's exit back high, stepping back. Hands come to heart center, lifting that back heel. Revolve side angle. Separating those hands. Slowly releasing those hands down to the mat. Dropping that back knee, taking a revolve side angle, bound lizard if you'd like. Coming off of that revolve side angle that we just did. Wonderful. From here we can step back, tabletop position, cat stretch. Into cow. So you can see how, again, we've been focused on opening the hips as we return to cat, but still utilizing our third eye focus throughout that sequence into our balance pose. Let's come to just a neutral tabletop. Now, once again, we're going to enter down dog. Down dog is one of the key asanas that focuses the third eye. So as we take our down dog, I want to encourage you to close your eyes if you're comfortable. Imagine our thoughts being focused on that spot above our brows in the middle of our forehead. Two more breaths here. Let's go ahead, step forward. We're going to move into a nice straddle stretch. Again, maybe keeping eyes closed, but making sure the crown of the head is pointing down. Really reach for our ankles if that feels good. Reach for our big toes. Reach those hands out in front. Returning those hands towards the front of our mat. I want to take a quick pyramid stretch. If you need to shorten that stance at any point, you can. My right hamstring is extremely tight right now, so I'm trying to give it a really gentle stretch by shortening at my stance. So always remember, you can take that freedom to take care and listen to your body. That's part of using that third eye openness, to pay attention to how your body feels, what it's asking for, what is too much. Good. Now, I'm going to go ahead, step into Warrior 3. As you can see, I'm balancing through that left leg. Hands coming back behind me. If you'd like to take a half moon, you can reach for that mat. Open through those hips. Stepping back to Warrior 2. Wonderful work, Warrior 1. Hands coming down to the mat. Let's meet back to where we were, down dog. We're going to do the same sequence opposite side. I'll turn away from the camera, stepping forward, straddle, stretch. Reaching forward. Walking those hands back to the front. Pyramid pose. Bending that front knee, lifting into our Warrior 3. And then only if you feel comfortable, releasing left hand to mat or block for half moon. Wonderful. Releasing that right foot back, Warrior 2. Beautiful flow, guys. Warrior 1, back to center. Letting those hands come wide. Let's step forward. Beautiful. Reach up. Lateral side stretch or crescent moon stretch to the right. And back up. And to the left. Wonderful job. Let's come back to center. Tadasana. Releasing to the mat. Slowly lowering ourselves back down. Double kneaded chest stretch. Maybe a side to side rock. Let's really spend some time giving our body some love here, in the sense that we will spend longer time in each of these stretches, taking them maybe a little deeper, and then transitioning to happy baby. Feeling that rhythm of your breath as you rock side to side. Wonderful job. Let's go ahead. Start to drop those feet down, bringing them nice and close together, bottoms of the feet together. Nice open butterfly stretch or cobbler's pose.
from this cobbler's pose. Let's bring those knees together. Crossing right leg completely over left, letting those legs fall across, hips lifting to the right, knees falling to the left. Relaxing here. Slowly begin to exit from that position. Uncrossing and recrossing. Left legs over the right side, letting the hips lift to the left, legs fall to the right. Eyes looking through that left hand, or keeping those eyes closed and just turning that head and neck to the left to encourage a little more rotation through that thoracic spine. Now our Shavasana today is going to take place in our Sukhanasana for these more spiritual or mental chakras. I'm trying to encourage us to get to a place where we're comfortable sitting in that meditative pose for longer periods of time. So as I sit myself up, before we settle in for our Shavasana, we're going to take a double pigeon pose. So double pigeon pose, unlike single leg pigeon pose where we have one leg extended, double pigeon crosses one leg on top of the other. So it looks very similar to our Sukhanasana, our easy pose. So I'm going to start getting in what I would call my pigeon position, where that knee is bent and that lower leg comes across the mat. I'm going to cross this leg right on top, as you can see. Okay, so when I do that and ease forward, it gives those deep hip muscles a nice deep stretch. Now, for some of you who have a lot of flexibility, this leg can maybe come even more on top. That's going to deepen that stretch, okay? When I put my foot on top, I don't have to do very much sitting forward before I really feel it. It can be a very intense stretch. So it's up to you what's more comfortable. For double pigeon, here I like to sit a little forward if I adjust those legs accordingly. Then I'm going to move to my opposite side, putting now my left foot underneath right foot on top. Again, sitting forward. As you can see, I'm hinging at the hips. I'm not rounding my spine. I'm leading with my chest. Even though I'm controlling how far forward I go, I'm trying to use a lot of intuition and mindfulness for my body here, especially since we're focused on our third eye chakra. I'm not pushing into poses that my body does not need. I'm not exaggerating or pushing past my limits. I'm being very conscientious of how my body responds and gives to a stretch. That's showing wisdom in your yoga practice. Listening to your body, not just trying to get it to its fullest extent or range of motion so that the pose looks like it's the most intense or the hardest. Wonderful work, guys. Let's slowly take our time to exit our double pigeon. So as I exit, I'm going to just slide this right foot into our Sukhanasana. Now again, the goal should still be comfort in Shavasana. So if seated in this position is really uncomfortable for you, feel free to take whatever pose works for you. But to maintain that focus on the third eye, sometimes that helps to be upright. Also, Sukhanasana is the posture that connects us full circle from our root chakra to our crown chakra. Root chakra, lotus or Sukhanasana pose is one of the asanas, and crown chakra also is one of the asanas, given that we're lifting and pointing the crown of our head upright to the universe. So I'm going to hold this for my Shavasana period, just a few moments of stillness. So from this period of Shavasana, from the stillness, from the quiet in your mind that you've created, let's return that middle finger and index finger to your third eye spacing. Feeling that connection there as we breathe in and out. In and out. Releasing to your heart center, breathing in and out. Slowly opening your eyes when you feel ready. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed our third eye focus chakra flow. As always, the light in me honors and sees the light that is in each of you. Namaste.